With news that the creators of The Expanse have got a new television show in development at Amazon, does that mean The Expanse is dead and that we'll never see a conclusion of the great show on our screens? Well, an interesting development suggests that maybe we will get to see The Expanse on our screens one more time. Maybe. Welcome to the Tachyon Pulse podcast, part of the Sci-Trek family.
Our tachyon pulse has been unable to completely penetrate the anomaly.
Before I tell you about this very interesting development, I do need to give you a little bit of background. So, Alcon are the company that actually owned the television rights for The Expanse. They're the guys that produced it in cooperation with Netflix and then with Amazon. The writers of the novels, S.A. Corey, which is actually Daniel Abrahams and Ty Frank, were producers on the show and wrote several of the scripts. And the showrunner was a chap called Naren Shankar. Now, Naren Shankar, Ty Frank and Daniel Abraham have come together and created a new production company called Expanding Universe. We actually told you on our sister channel Sci-Trek that they were planning to do this nearly a year ago. Now, initially, we believe that was because they were planning and trying to do more of The Expanse. Then, basically, when season 6 ended with Amazon, Alcon really wanted to continue with more of The Expanse. They wanted to do a spin-off. They potentially wanted to do another series as well, season 7. But Amazon, at the time, were not very keen. Now, we do know why that is. Part of the problem was that actually Amazon didn't particularly love working with Alcon. They apparently could be a little bit difficult for the production team to work with. So that was one issue. But also Amazon really did feel that The Expanse was just at a time when a delay or a pause just made sense. The gap between book 6 and book 7 in the novels is actually 30 years, when the Alconians return with the new proto-molecule technology and basically kick off a massive war. So, book 6 just seemed like a sensible place to pause production. Also, The Expanse never really got the numbers Amazon kind of hoped it deserved. So, maybe, particularly with the strikes coming up and things like that, it just made sense for The Expanse to go on hiatus. And I do say that very carefully because Naren Shankar came out repeatedly after the cancellation of the show to say it's not cancelled, it's just taking a break. Now, Alcon actually continued to try to sell the television show to other interested parties. Apparently Warner Brothers were interested at one point, but the only company that really showed any serious interest was Apple. Now, apparently they were very interested, but they wanted to not necessarily do book 7, but they wanted to do some sort of spin-off show, something that would be different to what Amazon had done previously with The Expanse, so that they could still market it as their show. It would still be within universe, but it would be different. Apparently, those conversations went on quite a long time during the strikes of 2023, but never really got beyond that. They never really were taken that seriously, apparently, and Alcon did waste an awful lot of time trying to push for that deal. Now, S.A. Corey, the pen name for Ty Frank and Daniel Abraham, have written a new series of novels, or have written the first one in a new series of novels. The Captives War series is really their new big project, and The Mercy of the Gods is the first book from that series. They have already signed a development deal with MGM Amazon that will mean that they're looking toward developing that new novel series into a TV series. Now, I am a little bit concerned by that because they haven't actually written the books yet. Now, we all know what happened with Game of Thrones. This is a slightly different situation, obviously, because that was a much longer series of novels, and I'm hoping that S.A. Corey have, between them, figured out what the general arc of the story will be, and we won't have a similar problem there. But either way, this does show that Ty Frank, Naren Shankar, Daniel Abraham have moved on from The Expanse, doesn't it? Well, no, because their new production company, Expanding Universe, is looking to buy the TV rights for The Expanse back from Alcon. They actually want to get all of the rights back in-house at Expanding Universe. That makes sense in one way, because obviously it's going to be their most valuable commodity moving forwards. This new project is not a sure thing, but The Expanse pretty much is. It's one of the most popular sci-fi series out there right now. It's regularly voted in the top 10 best sci-fi series ever, and very often voted as the #1 most realistic sci-fi series ever made. This is a series that has a very serious, committed fan base. And obviously, Ty Frank, Abraham, and Shankar are going to want to have it in their new production stable. So is it likely? Well, it does look like Alcon would be interested to sell it if the price is right. At the end of the day, they can't really do anything with it without Expanding Universe. And it doesn't look like Expanding Universe want to do it with them. It does look like Amazon would maybe be interested in doing something around the Expanse universe in the future, but not if Alcon are involved. So, where does that leave us? Well, what do I actually think is the chance of us getting another series? I don't know. If Mercy of the Gods and the wider Captives War series does really well, I don't see why Amazon wouldn't be interested. And Naran Shankar has actually come out and said more than once that this new production company, we're not just looking at the Captives War series, we're looking at lots of other projects as well. And they do seem to be looking to have a exclusivity deal with Amazon. Amazon do have a bit of a love affair with The Expanse. Jeff Bezos actually went and got the show and got involved personally because he loved the novels so much. So that does really give us a strong indicator that if the numbers were right, and if basically the business model was right, Amazon could get back involved in The Expanse. But that's a lot of ifs and buts at the moment. The main reason, in my opinion, is that they're trying to get the rights back from Alcon is because they do want to do more with The Expanse, but it may not be a TV series immediately. It may more likely be more graphic novels, maybe more books, maybe doing something with Telltale Games to do a second game, and that type of thing. It'll be more of a wider project that they're trying to do with The Expanse. But they're going to want all of those rights, anything they've signed over to Alcon, back. And now that they've got their own production company and things seem to be going well, it only makes sense that they're going to want all of the rights for their project in-house. And I don't blame them in the slightest. So are we going to get more of The Expanse? It's distinctly possible. They have a production company. They now have a partner with Amazon that is working really well. Anything is possible. And as long as the fans are still interested, Amazon will be interested. Amazon only really care about metadata. They only really care about numbers on a spreadsheet. And if those numbers look good, then definitely The Expanse could return. But get into the comments and tell me what you think. Is The Expanse something you desperately want to see return? Or actually, should S.A. Corey and all these people concentrate on their new project? Because at the end of the day, The Expanse has had its time. Is it time for something new? I'm in two minds about that. I'd like to see them do both. But get into the comments and tell me what you think. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, because this is a brand new channel, part of the SciTrek family, and your support will really help us. So please hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to go over to patreon.com/SciTrek, where most of our new videos do premiere first, including the videos from the Tachyon podcast. So go check that out. I keep saying Tachyon podcast, not Tachyon Pulse podcast. God damn it. 2 P's in one sentence. It's too much for my brain. As always, please stay safe, and I'll see you next time.